I disagree, Marjorie. I disagree. I think he does care about the polling. I think he does care about the voters. I don't think we would be in this whole situation if it wasn't for them Epstein files. Let's talk about it. You guys know this is the second time that we have gotten into a military conflict without Congress declaring war since he has been president. Isn't that interesting? Do you guys remember when Tulsi was saying that voting for Kamala would be the start of World War III? Um, what happened to that? What happened to all those arguments saying that he can do this as long as it's a small military operation and it looks like it's going to be bigger than that? Now, there's a lot that we can say. We could talk about how he promised his voters that he wouldn't be involved in any more foreign wars. And, well, we have now invaded Brazil and Iran. Yes, this administration has used preemptive self defense for both of them. You know what I call preemptive? I call picking a fight. Also, I do wonder how many previous administrations have jumped through this many uh, legal loopholes to get what they want. As you can see below, pause at your leisure. We will see what happens after 90 days. I think we'll know for sure then. But that's not the most interesting part of all of this. I keep hearing people say this is just a distraction from the Epstein files, and I honestly think that what this administration has taught me is you can't just focus on one thing. I think we all need to understand that very clearly, that there is no focus on one thing. There's no just focusing on the Epstein files or anything this administration has been doing. Our peace president has been doing. As Steve Bannon has said, the strategy is to blitz us with so much information, with so many situations that we are overloaded. We cannot just focus. But I argue there are plenty of us out there. We can all choose to focus on different things. So I want to focus on two things. One, the peace president's promise to his voters and not following through with it, and the timing with the most recent release of the Epstein files. You will find this interesting. One, approval ratings have been dropping since this has been happening. Approval ratings have been dropping since he has been taken office. We know what they're trying to do with the midterms and the stop the steal and making it harder for people to vote. Obviously, he cares there. They wouldn't be putting so much effort in these plans if that weren't true. Now, apparently, his approval rating is so low, it is underwater, especially in the swing states, the states that really do decide these elections. Funny, we have so much talk about voter fraud from this administration, and yet he keeps doing things to make it harder for him and his people to stay in office. And just to give you an example with Georgia, see above, younger voters not very happy with what's going on, and older voters are. Look at the age ranges and think to yourself, who will be inheriting this country in the next 20 years? Will it be the older voters or the younger voters? Okay, now pause at your leisure. So I looked up the whole Epstein file release. This was 4 days before the war began on Iran. The Fowler Report, a published investigation revealing that the DOJ had withheld or deleted dozens of pages specifically related to allegations involving the president, the peace president. Apparently, within this report, there were interviews with women claiming that he was indeed involved, and that evidence is currently missing from the public database, leading to accusations of a cover up. And then, just shortly after that, 4 days after that, Operation Epic Fury, U.S. and Israel launched massive airstrikes on Iran. Media starts to focus on the war rather than this recent release of information about the Epstein file. Seriously, take any news that you've heard about the president, right? Our peace president. Take anything. You could talk about the ballroom. You could anything you want, and just start looking up information. Really dig into it. Really research it, and you'll find that there are a plethora of things to focus on within each story. I have to ask you, out of all of the administrations that you have witnessed in your lifetime uh, and your personal expectations, do you think that perhaps this is way too much? that maybe this bull is causing too much trouble in the China shop, do you really find it worth it that he is in office? Now, if you voted for him, okay, you made a decision. We could argue about how much you knew about that decision when you made it, but you're seeing what's happening now. Should we continue down this path? Should we continue to have lowered standards just because of people's pride? This peace president and the people that have been supporting him in Congress and in the courts, they have shown to be trouble for the American people and the world. And we know it's not stopping here. Time for a change. That's all I'm saying. Like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment if you do or don't. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.